Students, in our last class we have discussed the octet theory, right, and the limitation of the octet theory. Now today we will discuss few more limitation of the octet theory, and one of it is that the octet theory, that is the Lewis octet rule, could not explain the formation of the covalent molecules, right? And how does a covalent molecule like hydrogen, chlorine, water is being formed? Secondly, it could not explain the shape of the molecule, right? It could not explain the shape of the molecule. And it was also not able to explain that why the energy is being released when a bond is being formed. Or it could not explain the stability of the molecule. That why does a energy is being released when a bond is being formed. Next is it could not explain the relative stability of the bonds, right? So around the atom in a central atom, around the central atom in a molecule, there are different bonds which are present, and why there are different energy is going to be liberated. That is the relative stability of the atom, right? So the main, we can say, the drawback from these limitation was that it could not explain the shape of the molecule, the arrangement of the different atoms around the central atom. Now to overcome this, came the new theory, a very simple theory, right, which is called the valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. And according to this theory, right, the valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, which was given by Sedgwick and Paul, and it was improvised, right, by the Nalham and Gillespie, that whenever a bond is being formed, right, the valence shell of the central atom will be considered, right. So the valence shell of the central atom plays a very important role, right? So around the central atom, the different bonds, that is the bond with other atoms, will be formed, right? And these bonds will remain. We can say the bonds are actually what? They are the electron pair. They will be either the bond pair or they will be the lone pair. Now the shared electron pair, right, around the central bond along with its lone pair, will try to arrange themselves during the formation of the bond in such a way that they are maximum distance apart so that they can have minimum electronic repulsion, right? And as a result they will occupy a definite location or definite they will be definite orientation of these bonds will be there around the central atom so that there is maximum stability, right, students? So the Vesper theory, its main point or its main concept is that the around the central atoms, the different electron pairs will arrange themselves in such a way that there is minimum, we can say, in electronic repulsion, and that can be caused by staying maximum distance apart so that they will have maximum stability, right? So the valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, it states that here the main, we can say, the concept is that around the central atom, the electron pair arrange themselves in such a way that they are maximum distance apart to have minimum repulsion and hence greater stability. This is the key concept of the Vesper theory, right? That the atoms around the central atoms will get themselves arranged in such a way that they are maximum distance apart. That is maximum distance apart. That means this will lead to the definite geometry, right, or definite shape of the molecule, so that there is minimum repulsion and hence the maximum stability or the greater stability, right, students? And the electron pair which we are talking about is about the bond pair and the lone pair which the central atom is going to have. The bond pair, that is a shared electron pair with its surrounded atom, right? And the lone pair is its own electron pair which has not been involved in the bonding, right, students? So this is the key concept. Now we will discuss the features of it. Now the students, the main assumption or the features of the valence shell electron pair repulsion theory is that the shape of the molecule containing the two atoms, right, will be always a linear because there we cannot have a central atom, right? And second is that if we have more than two atoms, then one of the atom will be considered to be as a central atom, and the geometry of the molecule is going to depend upon the electron pair surrounding this central atom, right? So the main assumption or the postulates of Vesper theory is that molecules containing two atoms have linear shape because there we can't have a central atom. Second is molecules containing more than two atoms one of the atom will be is the central atom, right? Third is if the atoms surrounding the central atom central atom are similar, right? For example, if it is got SF6, that is sulfur central atom surrounded by the 6 fluorine atom, right? Similar, or we can say the same atoms, then the shape of molecule is regular, or the geometry will be known as the regular geometry, right? Fourth, if the if okay students, now here if the atoms surrounding the central atoms are similar, right, then the shape of the molecule is called regular and there should be no lone pair on the central atom, right? So The lone pair, the central atom will be only containing the bond pair, and there is no lone pair on central atom. Fourth is, if different atoms surrounds central atom and the central atom have lone pairs, then the geometry is irregular, or it is called, student, distorted, or it is called distorted geometry, right? So when the atoms surrounding the central atoms are same, right, are the similar atoms are there, and there is no lone pair around the central atom, only bond pairs of electrons are only present, right? In that case, the shape of the molecule is symmetrical, and we say it to be a regular geometry because the repulsion between them is going to be same. And if the central atom is linked to different atoms and it is surrounded by both bond pair and the lone pair, then at that time the geometry is called irregular or distorted. Right, student? Now the just as I said now that the geometry will be said to be irregular or distorted when there will be different atoms around the central atom, right? And there is the presence of the lone pair along with the bond pair, right? So what will happen, students? So different bond or different atoms which will be bonded to the central atom will experience at that time different electronic repulsion. So the magnitude of the electronic repulsion, right, is going to be different. So as a result, what will happen? To maintain the stability of the molecule, the shape of the molecule is to be adjusted, right, and it will have the irregular geometry or the distorted geometry, right? So here the under the fifth point, under the fourth point, we have that if there is a lone pair on the central atom. Now, student, this lone pair is of the central atom, right? If the if the lone pair is there, right? So the lone pair repulsion. That means the central atom has got two lone pair. Now we are talking about this lone pair. This lone pair are of the central atom, right? So the lone pair repulsion is going to be greater than the lone pair bond pair, right? And minimum will be of bond pair repulsion, right? So the lone pair repulsion will be maximum, the lone pair bond pair repulsion, then and the minimum will be of bond pair and bond pair. Now the lone pair here again is a central atom, bond pair is surrounding the central atom, right? And bond pair are the electron pair which are surrounding the central atom, right, students? So here the electronic repulsion, and why there will be electronic repulsion? Because the pairs are actually the electrons, so negative charge repulsion will be there. So here the electron repulsion is maximum of lone pair and minimum of bond pair and uh, of between the bond pair repulsion. BP and BP stands for the bond pair repulsion, right? And now the next point is the shape of molecule will depend upon the presence of total electron pair around central atom, right? The shape of the molecule is going to depend upon the total electron pair around the central atom, right? And whether all are the bond pairs or there is a presence of the lone pair. So if the all are the bond pairs, then it will have a regular geometry. And if a single lone pair is also present around the central atom, then the shape of the molecule is going to distort, right? And it will have a irregular geometry or a distorted geometry. And this we are going to explain, understand through the few examples, right? Till then, just go through this and try to understand the main features of the VSEPR theory.